Let's go.
Wednesday afternoon.
Well, I mean, it might be, I'm not sure. Who does Delap play for? Because, as I say, this morning there are 3 players have been added. So it presumably is for 3 players who may have injuries. Now, Palmer, as you say, is injured. So there's Delap, there's Walton, and there's Harwood Bellis. So there may be 2 others who also have pulled out with injury. So I don't know whether that is, but certainly Palmer, I believe he's injured and not able to play. But I don't know. Maybe he's getting better. Hopefully.
Yeah. Now I can't remember the name of the player that replaced him from Nottingham Forest. Well, we'll come back with that anyway. So, who would you replace, and who would you think is missing from this?
You know, I would actually say Adam Walton. The only thing I would say, and I know he's now been added to the squad in training. I don't know whether he's actually added these 3 players I've mentioned are actually now in the squad. I think they may have been co-opted to train with the England squad in case they're needed to sort of be slotted in for someone who may have to drop out. So who would I replace? Well, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a hard question. Just looking at the names, you know, I have faith in Tuchel. I think he knows his stuff. He's obviously been around the grounds watching certain players. The last home match with Palace, he was there watching, and he saw Eze and Walton and Henderson. So he's obviously going around, and Gay, of course, he's another one.
Yeah,
I'm in a sense, I'm surprised that Ramsdale is included.
Yeah,
I think Ramsdale is an excellent goalkeeper. We may have talked about him before. I think we did. He was at Arsenal, and I think it was always a bit of a mistake in him, which may be why Arteta wanted to replace him. And of course, he went then to Southampton. But I think he's a very, very good goalkeeper. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure you need to pick 4 goalkeepers if that's what he's done. If Trafford is a goalkeeper,
yeah.
But yeah. So Ramsdale, I might question. But as I say, I think like most of them, that he's a very good natural goalkeeper. So otherwise, looking at the names as I do, I mean, perhaps 1 or 2 I'm not as au fait with their game as I might be. But then you look at people like Bellingham, Jay Henderson. What am I missing? Who's Jay Henderson?
Is it Jordan Henderson?
Of course it is. Oh yeah, that's it. That surprised me.
Yeah.
And I suppose, again, he used to be a good passer of the ball, a good creative midfielder.
Right.
And I think he was probably quite a good captain for Liverpool. But he went off to Saudi, and I'm not sure even that he's still there. I think he did. I remember reading a few weeks ago or months ago, he felt his family hadn't settled. So I'm not sure whether he is still out there. But he clearly is not playing top flight football, even if he is still in Saudi somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure it's appropriate to bring back someone who won't have been up to the pace, if you like, up to the level that the international squad is. So I might question him, although, as I say, in his time with Liverpool, he was a very good footballer, clearly. I think Rice is good, obviously Palmer if he plays. Bowen, I like Bowen at West Ham. Phil Foden obviously is good. Anthony Gordon, I think, is a natural player down there. On the left, Harry Kane, of course. We talked about Rashford. Solanke, I think he's doing all right at Spurs, although Spurs are not doing particularly great, I suppose.
Soft family and the ladies, Dr. Gladys and Phantom and Rose. We all have a lovely show every weekday. So join us for a lovely show.
Say hello to Phantom, Dr. Glad.
Left, Harry Kane, of course. We talked about Rashford. Solanke, I think he's doing all right at Spurs, although Spurs are not doing particularly great, I suppose. So there's not. I think I'd only question maybe Rashford, Ramsdale a bit reluctantly because he probably won't get a game anyway unless somebody's injured. And Henderson, Jordan Henderson, who I perhaps will question as he's not really up to speed at the moment. What about you? Who would you question? Anybody?
Carl Walker.
Yeah, yes, maybe. I think that's a good point. The only thing I would say about him, he's never let England down. And although he I don't mean he's disrespectfully, no, he's knocking on a bit. I don't mean that. I mean, he's still got, a few years left, I'm sure, at football. But he was always very quick, and I think he still has pace, and I think he would still deliver for England. But when the time comes when, a new, he was a right back, wasn't he? A new wing back or a right back is wanted, a younger fella, maybe he would sacrifice his place. But yeah, I don't think you'll go far wrong with Carl Walker.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, let's see how we perform then. Right. So I'm gonna stop sharing this.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. So Liverpool, they've lost 2 non-league games. They've lost 2 non-league games, and these are like crucial games that they've lost.
Yep.
I'm a bit disappointed. That they lost to Newcastle. I know Newcastle's a good side, but they're not as good as Liverpool. So what happened with the slot machine?
It's a very good question. I mean, because last week, as we know, they lost to PSG, didn't they, with the penalties?
Yes.
I think we discussed that last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, the slot machine on Sunday with the final, it just didn't seem to look like the normal Liverpool. Maybe the same things we've said about Manchester City a few times this season, with good reason. It didn't seem, but when you think how far ahead Liverpool are in the Premier League, and it's if there's ever anything called a dead cert, it would be that Liverpool will win the Premier League this season.
Right.
But so how on earth they did a very, in my opinion, lame performance. When you think of how good they normally are with Salah, getting down that wing and just the way they all knit together.
Yeah.
I was just really surprised. I mean, they didn't have Alisson in goal, did they? They had presumably the goalkeeper that had been there in the cup games. I mean, I was kind of under the impression that
Safemo and the ladies, Dr. Gladys and Phantom and Rose, we all have a lovely show every weekday. So join us for a lovely show.
Say hello to fans.